Tonight on the South Today, a massive geyser springs up in Dunedin's main street after a water main burst during redevelopment work. The first Matariki public holiday is celebrated around the South in a range of different ways. And a group of knitters have produced an array of clothing and blankets to help people on the other side of the world. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Hannah Wilkins. A water main burst in Dunedin late on Monday afternoon, sending water 4 stories into the air, with the geyser visible from much of central Dunedin. The stream of water was flowing from a water main near Farmers on George Street, where contractors are working on the $28 million upgrade of the central city.
The work on Dunedin's multi-million-dollar George Street development came to an abrupt halt just before 4 p.m. Monday afternoon when a water main ruptured, sending water straight up in the air about 4 stories high. Contractors raced to fix the issue, with a group of workers in high-vis outfits trying to stem the flow. One of the diggers on site tried placing its bucket over the torrent as a way of stopping the floods of water from damaging nearby shops as it came down. However, water did enter the front of the Farmers Department store, forcing staff to quickly move stock. Today's incident follows an accident last month in connection to the CBD upgrade project, when a 34-year-old woman was taken to Dunedin Hospital in a serious condition after getting an electric shock while working on the upgrade of Dunedin's main shopping street. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Te Kaika's outdoor vaccination and testing clinic on Dunedin's Victoria Road finally shut down yesterday. The Māori-led health organisation has delivered more than 50,000 COVID-19 vaccine doses since the site opened last year. It also gave out around 500 winter flu jabs over the past month. However, it's not the end of the vaccination campaigns, with a 4th COVID-19 jab now available to some people. From tomorrow, a second COVID-19 booster dose will be available to anyone over 50, along with health, aged care and disability care workers over the age of 30, provided there's a 6-month gap between doses. The Māori god of the oceans played a significant role in Dunedin's Matariki celebrations over the weekend. An audio-visual display on Otago Harbour projected a collection of short videos on a special water spray screen, the city's main event for the public holiday.
There was a large turnout across the 3 days of the Mana Moana Otipoti show in the Steamer Basin. The half-hour show used the ocean as a canvas for a series of videos created by Māori and Pacifica artists, sharing works linked to Matariki.
Mana Moana, we're in our 4th year as a project, our 4th Matariki season, although we went online during the pandemic.
It's the first time the Water and Light show has come to Dunedin after seasons in Wellington. However, the large crowds made it difficult for some to get a good view of the projections, combined with technical sound issues on the Friday night and the strength of the water spray screen.
We're just using the water screen to draw attention to issues that affect our oceans, our environment, climate.
It wasn't the only event in town, though, on the inaugural Matariki public holiday. Celebrations began at dawn in Otipoti at Otago Museum. Images were projected onto the buildings, remembering those who'd passed away during the year, in keeping with tikanga Māori or Māori tradition. The mix of crowds was welcomed by Otako Runanga Oboko Edward Ellison, who described Aotearoa New Zealand's celebration of Matariki as a thrilling moment, which showed the country had finally crossed a threshold. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And the Matariki celebrations continued across the south with a range of events including song and dance, night markets and hangi. For many of the smaller centres, months of preparations had gone into making sure that Aotearoa's newest official public holiday was a success.
Gore celebrated the Maori New Year, Matariki, with a colourful bang over the long weekend. Thursday saw a well-attended night market and light displays at the Gore Gardens. And on Friday, the public were welcomed into the field day shed at Waimumu for performances by kapa haka groups, along with local bands and musicians. West Gore School added to the visuals with their own Matariki display. A selection of cuisine was on sale from food trucks with bouncy castles to keep the children entertained. The family event capped off with an early evening fireworks display. Patches of drizzle didn't deter hundreds from gathering to celebrate Matariki at Wanaka's Roy's Park on Friday night with song and dance. The waterfront was abuzz with both locals and visitors celebrating the passing of the winter solstice with a hangi and night market. Kahu Youth Operations Manager Anna Sutherland says it was good to see so many from the local community taking part.
We've got all of Wanaka down here, we've got youth singing on stage in Te Reo, being celebrated, being awesome, connecting with Māori culture, celebrating the new year. We've got so many community groups here helping us protect our environment. We've got our hangi cooking, we've got these beautiful bonfires. We're just having an amazing time.
In Naseby, community and connectedness was the heart of the inaugural Matariki public holiday celebrations on Friday. Almost 100 people filled the Naseby Town Hall for the first official performance by the Maniatoto Community Kapa Haka Group. Co-founders Lauren Becker and Amy Pont say the show carried a lot of meaning for them.
It doesn't matter where you go or how long you're away for, you've still got a place. And these are our songs that we sing and to connect.
And I loved seeing everyone enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was really impressed, and some people said they got quite emotional and everything, so that's connecting to others.
I think it was
Special.
It was special, and special to do it for Matariki.
And in Kaiapoi, glow spinners and live music entertained a crowd on the green space behind the local library, with a night market, hangi and a fireworks display finishing off the evening's celebrations. Across the regions, the South today.
A Dunedin property developer believes the $38 million price tag tied to the redevelopment of the former Samis entertainment venue is a red herring. The Dunedin City Council bought the building 5 years ago for $128,000. However, the council has balked at redeveloping the building, in part due to the projected cost and questions over the mixed-use suitability of the venue. But property developer Russell Lund says keeping the building's character as a live music venue rather than trying to turn it into a theatre would be significantly cheaper. The building's estimated to have a seismic rating of between 10 and 25% of the National Building Standard. A group of Dunedinites have spent the last few months knitting items to be sent to help people affected by the war in Ukraine. Operation Cover-Up has been running around the country for a while, but Russia's invasion of Ukraine increased the need, encouraging many people to spring into action.
Baling and boxing up items with the aim of helping some families in need in war-torn Ukraine. A group of knitters have been hard at work in Dunedin, creating woolen items including gloves, scarves and blankets. The local items are being packed up to be sent to Auckland, where they'll be added to knitted goods, nappies, hygiene items and other necessities, which have been collected nationwide.
And they go to Amsterdam and then overland to Romania. And from Romania they're distributed to all those other countries, Moldova, Ukraine of course, and the neighbouring Eastern European countries.
Operation Cover-Up was started 22 years ago when a woman sponsoring a Romanian child discovered she was in great need when she visited the child in her orphanage. The Mission Without Borders charity supports a range of Eastern European countries. With Green Island's Janet Cameron Hall, a hive of activity on Sunday as donations were sorted.
In the background here's my lovely ladies that help me. We're receiving all the goods, we're counting, sorting into categories, and the non-knitted items go into a banana box and taped and labelled, and all the knitted items go into baled.
Cover-Up group members collected toiletries and began knitting items earlier this year. The organisation usually sends 2 containers full of knitted goods each year to those in need, with the Russian invasion sharpening volunteers' focus on Ukraine. Organisers say about 120 boxes were sent from Dunedin this week. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today. A high-performance home near Alexandra that's so efficient the owners aren't using any extra heating. And the Matariki celebrations continue in Arrowtown.
Earth is a planet of extremes. Extreme places and extreme animals. But some animals are more extreme than others. Join us as we count down to find the most unusual, the most extraordinary, the most extreme.
Hi, my name's Matt and I'm the Dines Group CEO. Dines is a company that's focused on selling logistics solutions to its customers. We're passionate about selling efficiency and we've been selling efficiency for over 50 years now.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell menswear, it fits.
We're H Concern Otago.
H Concern Otago hosts a multitude of social activities,
Including indoor walks.
Living Well Disability Resource Centre, a not-for-profit charitable organisation and your one-stop shop for information and resources to help you retain independence. We offer a wide range of assistive products from jar openers to mobility scooters and provide assessments for Total Mobility, the half-price taxi scheme. Come and see the friendly team. You'll find us on the corner of George and Bath Streets, ground floor of Burns House.
Every day the team at Gillian supports grieving families at their time of need, from answering your questions to organising a farewell that reflects the wishes of your loved one. We can help. Call Gillian's today. If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Great Britain has a collection of varied landscapes and countryside to rival anywhere else in the world. And the best way to see it is to walk.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. A man has appeared in court charged with the murder of a woman in the Christchurch suburb of Sockburn. The woman, aged in her 50s, was walking home from work when she was attacked by a man with a knife on Saturday afternoon. The 37-year-old man appeared in the district court via video link this morning. He was ordered to appear in the High Court next month, with a report ordered on his fitness to stand trial. The accused man was granted interim name suppression. Wanaka builder Clint Gallop has constructed what's described as a high-performance home in Galloway near Alexandra. He says these types of houses have the benefit of costing far less to heat, and so far the new owners haven't needed to turn on the heating since they moved in.
Nestled amongst the schist rocks at Galloway, some 10 minutes drive out of Alexandra, is this house, built by Wanaka builder Clint Gallop, who specialises in high-performance dwellings. He says the immaculately insulated and sealed home is much more airtight than any modern house would be when built with traditional techniques and materials.
And so the difference between a standard built home and this one is about 38-39 times more airtight, and that airtightness equates to less energy needed to actually heat the home, also for cooling in summer.
Measuring just over 300 square metres, the home is cut back into the hill and designed to blend in with the surrounding environment.
You know, there's no real sharp peaks or anything like that, so we went with a nice mono-pitch roof so it sits into the land nicely, and there's a lot of rocks and stuff around Galloway, so we decided we'll have some schist on there, some timber, so we've got a bit of rustic charm coming into the home.
Galloway is higher and more exposed than Alexandra, but Gollop says the house is already proving a success as far as power bills go.
The high performance home does its job, and so far we're at the start of winter coming up, June just round the corner, and they still haven't turned any heating on yet.
The home's exterior is designed to need minimal upkeep, allowing the owners to sit back and enjoy the landscape. Near Alexandra, the South Today.
More than 1,000 people gathered in Arrowtown as the small town celebrated Matariki with waiata, illuminations, fire dancing and food. Some of Arrowtown's historic buildings were lit up for the event, which was followed up by a special Māori film festival.
A special evening in Arrowtown. Matariki Arrowtown Lights kicked off on Friday afternoon on Arrowtown's central Buckingham Street. South Island Light Orchestra played a big role in creating the atmosphere for the evening. Art installations and ambient music filled the street, with keen event-goers admiring the exhibitions. Arrowtown Promotion and Business Association manager Nikki Bust says she is more than happy with the turnout for the inaugural event.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a teamwork through the community, the schools, the visitors, the businesses, and it has been incredible to see. It's actually a surreal moment. It's amazing.
The family-friendly occasion aims to encourage spending time reflecting and celebrates the Māori New Year. The rising of a large cluster of stars in the midwinter sky marks the changing of seasons. Traditionally in Māori culture, a clear show of stars meant a warm and abundant winter, while hazy stars was a sign of a bleak winter.
I think it's pretty cool, especially the fact that it's a public holiday and everyone's celebrating it. And I mean, our host, who lives in Arrowtown as well, was quite excited about it, and he's saying really good things about the event.
It's good. We liked the Matariki guy down the end.
The one, the astrophysicist, was fascinating. I was just sitting there like with my jaw dropped, just like watching him. He had a lot of good stuff to say.
Over 1,000 people attended the first Matariki Arrowtown Lights. In Arrowtown, the South Today.
E whai Yakane. After the break on the South Today, we meet a father and son duo paddling Lake Wanaka on a fundraiser. And after a day off from the frosts, we'll check in on this week's weather.
Drop when you every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell menswear, it fits.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Oh mate, I'm thinking about getting a new ute.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Earth is a planet of extremes. Extreme places and extreme animals. But some animals are more extreme than others. Join us as we count down to find the most unusual, the most extraordinary, the most extreme.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. A father and son duo have paddled the length of Lake Wanaka, raising money for World Vision. It was their unique twist on the annual 40-hour famine campaign, which this year is helping provide drinking water for refugee camps and villages around the world.
The end of a long day paddling the length of Lake Wanaka. 15-year-old James Watson and his father Mark spent 7.5 hours together kayaking almost 50 kilometres. The marathon effort was aimed at raising funds for the charity World Vision. James says while the lake conditions were calm, chilly winter temperatures made the trek a genuine challenge.
It was pretty cold. It was warm once we got going, but every time we stopped it was cooling down quite quickly.
It was James's longest double canoe trip so far, the pair starting at Makarora at 8:30 a.m. on Friday, finishing just before 4 p.m. at Roy's Bay near Wanaka. He says he enjoyed the serenity of having the lake largely to themselves.
We were pretty much alone the whole way, just right until the end, so that was nice and peaceful out there. Saw a few birds.
James and his father are already planning their next charity challenge. They want to climb Wanaka's Mount Iron 40 times, estimated to take about an hour and a half for each ascent.
Doing all 40 would probably take a few days. Yeah.
James's goal had been to raise more than $550 for this year's World Vision 40-hour famine campaign, with that figure already well exceeded before they set off on their mission. In Wanaka, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. A massive geyser sprang up in Dunedin's main street this afternoon after a water main burst during work on the George Street redevelopment. The first Matariki public holiday is celebrated around the South in a range of different ways, including a video water screen in Otago Harbour. And a group of knitters have been busy working to create an array of gloves, clothes and blankets to help people in need in Ukraine and Eastern Europe. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome the Associate Editor, Joe Simpson. Kia ora, Joe.
Hi.
Hello, now what can we expect in tomorrow's paper?
There's a planned shake-up of bus services in Dunedin, which is aimed at getting more people to use public transport to get to work.
Gosh.
An Otago economist says that a recession is almost certain and Queenstown will be the hardest hit.
Oh gosh, okay, reality check.
Southern general practices are ready and waiting to dispense COVID-19 boosters and influenza vaccinations after the government yesterday authorised expanded criteria for each injection. I think it's over 50s.
Yeah, from tomorrow, you're right.
Yeah. And a Southern Council may continue to adopt increased security measures at its offices following an upsurge of threats to their staff.
Oh, no one wants to ever hear that, do they? Thank you for sharing tonight, Joe.
Thank you.
And now for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Looking at the situation, a changeable and rather cold week ahead as west to southwesterly airflow brings showers to the region. Plenty of sunny periods too though, especially inland. Heading to the top of the South Island first. Heavy rain and 12 degrees for Nelson tomorrow. Greymouth will be wet as well as the rain drops back to showers along with a high of 11. And Christchurch is looking damp too, with rain, southerlies and a high of 9. To our southern towns now. It'll be a crisp fine day with light westerly winds. The Catlins will get a high of 9, while Lumsden, Balclutha and Gore aim for perfect 10s. Travelling westwards to the Central Lakes area. More light westerlies and fine days lie ahead through here. With Mardi Gras done and dusted, Queenstown gets up to 8, and into Wanaka, Alexandra and Te Anau, 10 degrees will be the top temperature with clear skies. To the northern towns next. Cloudy skies and southerlies make their way through here, with Timaru and Awamuru reaching a high of 10. I think we're seeing a pattern there. And it'll be fine inland with light winds for Twizel and Omarama too, both getting up to 11 degrees. Down to Dunedin, showers clearing tonight as it drops down to 5 degrees. Tomorrow starts fine with sunny periods, but cold southwesterlies settle in, sending the high to just 9 tomorrow and then down to 1. Wednesday looks overcast with some late morning rain and afternoon southwesterlies. It'll get up to 12 and then down to 5 overnight. And now to Invercargill, becoming fine tonight, dropping down to an even 0. Tuesday looks fine with scattered cloud and westerlies, reaching 11 before dropping to 6 overnight. Wednesday will be showery with sun peeking through the cloud at times, while the fresh southwesterlies ease, expect a high of 9 and then an overnight low of 4 degrees. And that's the news this Monday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. And you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. Nō reira, kia pai te pō, ka kite anō.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.